आधे बाउल दही में 4 चम्मच MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला डाला, स्टर करो, पुदीना चटनी तैयार। MDH चटनी पुदीना मसाला।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on The Debate. Arnab Goswami on The Debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for the nation's sharpest opinion. Especially over the last few weeks, I have got many calls. Many of my friends and people I know have connected me and asked me, Arnab, what you said about the deep state of America trying to create trouble in India in the way that it created trouble and brought down a democratically elected government in Bangladesh, could that happen in India? Well, I am still investigating the matter. I do not have reportable evidence right now, but we all can draw our connections. But regardless of that, I believe that it is time for me to put out a video asking Indians to be vigilant. Hashtag India be very vigilant over what is likely to happen over the next few months. Remember, our nation is in a combat situation. My highest level contacts tell me that the danger is ever present. The danger of terrorism, the danger of external aggression, the danger of the enemy targeting us again is ever present. We are in a combat situation. At this point of time, we need to remain really united. Who does not know that when we face a crisis or a challenge, whether it be one to a family, a company, a team, a housing society, or a country, everyone has to come together and fight and overcome challenges unitedly. We have to let go of our differences, our personal rivalries, to conquer the larger challenge or intent. And today, our nation is fighting back, our government is fighting back. We are staring down Trump by wrestling an extra 5% rebate on Russian oil in response to Trump's economic bullying. We're telling Trump, take a walk. We're fighting Trump's bullying. Is this the time to be hankering about reservations based on caste and other divisions in private institutions? Why is the Congress doing this? Today, when our nation faces an open threat with an American-sponsored Pakistan, with Asif Munir having attended White House meetings twice in 2 months, is it the time to question the Indian Air Force about how many Rafales came down? Today, when our country is ensuring that Trump's attempted blackmailing is met by deep strategic offsetting through alternative diplomatic channels with BRICS countries, which our Prime Minister is doing. You see his pictures there with Lula. Is this the time for Rahul Gandhi to start it again, to be attacking at the root of our democracy and our institutions? Today, when not just the policymakers, but also the markets, global rating agencies have defied every attempt to crush the India growth story, is it time for some politicians to be sauntering around saying the economy is dead?
Except the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated a fact.
Look at Rahul Gandhi standing with Donald Trump, saying our Indian economy is dead. Today, when everybody else, including China, stands with us, is it a time for Rahul Gandhi to start casting doubts on the success of Operation Sindoor? I really, ladies and gentlemen, sometimes begin to wonder, what is the intent of these people? What is their intent? So, ladies and gentlemen, the contrast is visible. And I wish to ask this question to all of you tonight. Should there or should there not be a moratorium on division, on divisive politicians in our country? Should Indians not be vigilant against attempts to engineer divisions in any form, whether on caste lines, economic lines, religious lines, or regional lines? Remember what Donald Trump would love to see. Donald Trump would love to see a Shaheen Bagh situation in our country. Donald Trump would love to see the kind of situation that happened when some people dared to touch the tricolour at Red Fort. Donald Trump, who cannot run his own country, who has brought out the army to quell protests in America's capital, would love to see chaos in our country. Donald Trump would want to see anarchy in our country. Donald Trump would want to see Indians lose faith in the electoral system of our country. That is what Donald Trump would want to see. And I want to clarify, I have no concrete information yet about whether Americans are going to push for anarchy, but I can tell you from my experience, because I know the CIA, I know the deep state, I know the way they work. I understand their thinking. We must be conscious today, because history has proven that with the Americans strongly against us, and remember, when I say Americans, I mean the Trump administration. The Trump administration today is completely against the Narendra Modi government. Because Narendra Modi is not giving in. Because Narendra Modi is not allowing genetically modified crops from America to compromise our farmers. Because Narendra Modi is standing against the people who want to run over and control India's agriculture. Because Narendra Modi is saying, I'm going to stand up for my national interest, because Narendra Modi is not agreeing to stop trading with the Russians on oil. And hence, the American deep state would be salivating at any opportunity to create mayhem and anarchy once again in India. Don't forget the Bangladesh case study. On the 5th of August 2024, Sheikh Hasina, a democratically elected Prime Minister of Bangladesh, was forced to flee her own country as the radical elements usurped her nation. America had already made their dislike towards Sheikh Hasina apparent. And months later, the deep state favorite, Muhammad Yunus, succeeded Sheikh Hasina. Let me add a personal element to this. A few weeks before it happened, Sheikh Hasina was in India, and there were a lot of senior leaders of the Awami League with her. At one event, I sat next to a very, very senior leader of the Awami League, and he said to me, sitting on a lunch table 1 feet away, he said, Arnab, we're going to be run over by the Americans because we are not letting the Americans have their way in Bangladesh. We are not going to give up on our sovereignty and let them start an American base on St. Martin's Island. And viewers, within a few days of that, you know what happened in Bangladesh. Let's not forget. We were told that what happened in Bangladesh can also happen here in India. Listen to this.
ऐसी परिस्थिति में हम ये भी कह सकते हैं कि जैसा कि शक पैदा हुआ लोगों के मन में बांग्लादेश में कि ये फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन है क्या, वैसे ही शक यहाँ भी आने लगे हैं. वहाँ तो उभर गए हैं, लेकिन यहाँ भी वो शुरू हो गए हैं.
Hear Manishankar Iyer's words very carefully. He talks about creating a sense of doubt in the minds of people in Bangladesh that the elections were not fair. Isn't that exactly what the Congress party is doing here in India? Trying to create a sense of doubt among people in India that the Indian electoral system is not fair. No concrete evidence, no legally admissible evidence, no affidavits, but play on creating doubts among people's minds. Ladies and gentlemen, that is why I'm appealing to you tonight. Spread this video. There are people who have wrong intentions about our country. India, be vigilant. But India is not Bangladesh, and Indian people will not let that happen. And the Indian leadership, with pride, I say, will never let an American dictate what happens on India's soil. But should we not know the threats? Should we not know what can happen? Are we not clear here as we move from being a 4 trillion economy to a 10 trillion economy? This is the period when we have to be very, very careful. Once we cross 10 trillion, we will take on the Americans directly, if required, the Chinese. In this growth phase, we have no option but to be united. Some people will want to break the country from within, because today we have a Prime Minister who says he's ready to pay the price to protect India's pride and India's sovereignty, and he said it in as many words.
भारत अपने किसानों के, पशुपालकों के और मछुआरे भाई बहनों के हितों के साथ कभी भी समझौता नहीं करेगा। और मैं जानता हूं व्यक्तिगत रूप से मुझे बहुत बड़ी कीमत चुकानी पड़ेगी, लेकिन मैं इसके लिए तैयार हूं।
That comment by the Prime Minister has got underreported. You hear this statement by India and know that Donald Trump will hate to see this unapologetic nation-first approach of Narendra Modi. The direct eyeball-to-eyeball stare back. Trump, you know what he will love? He will love to spin the clock back to 15 December 2019, when Shaheen Bagh protests made international headlines. You know what Trump will like? He will love for India to spin the clock back to 26 January 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know what happened at that point of time, when people tried to target the Tiranga at the Red Fort. So it is time today for us to think. Don't look away. When you hear these protests here, people questioning the electoral system, questioning how many Rafales were brought down, wanting private reservations in schools and in the Miss India competition, there is a clear intent out there. What do these people want to do? Are they saying that the government should shut down the Make in India dream and sell out and bow down to Donald Trump's tantrums? This group that wants you to lose faith, what do they want? Do they want that India should not buy Russian oil, despite concessions working in our interests? What do they want? Do they want that India should allow Donald Trump to mediate on Kashmir? Or do they want the Indian government to nominate Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize? What do they want? Do they want that we just surrender completely to the Oval Office to a president who is obsessed with the Nobel Peace Prize? Who has lunch with the person who organized the massacre in Pahalgam? And that is why I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, fight for national interest. This is a very important time in our country's interest. Stand with the country no matter what your political leanings are. You may not have agreed with me in the past on a number of issues. Today I call for my nation, all citizens of our Bharat, to be ever vigilant. This is the time for India to be vigilant. Let's all be careful. There are enemies all around us. Our unity is absolutely essential.
The last 4 months have changed India's growth trajectory unlike ever before.
We are the 4th largest economy as I speak. We are a $4 trillion economy as I speak. And this is not my data, this is IMF data. India today is larger than Japan.
India's defense production has reached record levels.
कुछ लोग हैं जो भारत के का विकास जितनी तेजी के साथ हो रहा है उन्हें रास नहीं आ रहा है, उन्हें अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है। सबके बास तो हम हैं। भारत कैसे इतनी तेजी के साथ बढ़ रहा है?
India is experiencing an economic renaissance, with major reforms pushed every month to shape its next generation trajectory.
I am now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
इस दिवाली में आपकी डबल दिवाली का काम मैं करने वाला हूं। हम नेक्स्ट जनरेशन जीएसटी रिफॉर्म्स लेकर के आ रहे हैं। ये दिवाली के अंदर आपके लिए तोहफा बन जाएंगे। सामान्य मानवी की जरूरतों के टैक्स भारी मात्रा में कम कर दिए जाएंगे।
However, when a new superpower rises, so do new adversaries against it. In India's case, some old ones also took a swing.
Our forefathers, they thought that we are different from the Hindus in every possible aspect of life. Our religion is different, our customs are different, our traditions are different, our thoughts are different, our ambitions are different. That was the foundation of the two-nation theory that was laid there.
But when forces are busy fighting the enemies across the border, some back home couldn't find the spine to stand with the nation.
You know, in our country, we see that this government will try and show that, talk about Hindutva, and, the minorities feel uncomfortable, and, they feel troubled. Looking at identities and then killing somebody, that's a message. Also sending a message to the Prime Minister of our country. Why? Because Muslims are feeling weakened. The minorities are feeling weakened.
They mocked the forces before Operation Sindoor.
सरकार ले आई राफेल, रक्षा मंत्री जी ने नींबू मिर्च बांधकर इसको खड़ा किया हुआ। ये मैंने नहीं बांधा, ये रक्षा मंत्री, ये भारत सरकार ने बांध के खड़ा किया हुआ नींबू मिर्च।
They mocked their valor by towing the enemy line after terror dens of Pakistan were blown apart.
It is very clear they were getting live battlefield inputs from China. If you had listened to me here, you would not have lost those 5 planes. अगर आप सेना का प्रयोग करना चाहते हो, तो आपको full freedom of operation देना पड़ेगा.
The forces were once again forced to come out and remind them which side they should stand on.
In Balakot, we could not get anything from inside, and it became a big issue trying to tell our own people, unfortunately our own people, as to what we have been able to achieve. I want to make it very clear, there were no, I repeat, no restrictions on us. Full freedom was given to us to plan and execute.
While the world watched India's defense prowess of standing up to an irresponsible nuclear power, they tried to downplay our success.
29 बार उन्होंने बोला कि भैया मैंने सीज फायर करवाया। अच्छा, अगर वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं तो अपने भाषण में यहां प्रधानमंत्री कह दें कि वो झूठ बोल रहे हैं। यहां पे अगर दम है तो यहां पे प्रधानमंत्री बोल दे कि ट्रंप झूठ बोल रहे हैं।
भारत के विदेश मंत्री पर भरोसा नहीं करोगे, ओथ लिया हुआ व्यक्ति यहां पर बोल रहा है, ही इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल। माननीय अध्यक्ष जी, इसीलिए ये वहां बैठे हैं और 20 साल तक वहीं बैठने वाले हैं।
In their desperation, they even opposed India's rise.
Yes, he's right. I mean, everybody knows this, except the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister. Everybody knows that the Indian economy is a dead economy. I'm glad that President Trump has stated a fact.
And when all things failed, they did what they know best: divide a nation in testing times. When attack on the uniform failed, they struck at the heart of Indian democracy.
अब हमारे पास ओपन एंड शट प्रूफ है कि इलेक्शन कमीशन वोट चोरी में इन्वॉल्व है। किसके लिए करा रहा है? किसके लिए करा रहा है? बीजेपी के लिए करा रहा है।
Their intention is not democracy. It's opportunism of the highest order.
सबसे बड़े चुनाव कर्मियों की फौज, सबसे ज्यादा मतदान करने वाले लोगों की संख्या, और इन सब के समक्ष, सारे मीडिया के समक्ष ये कहना कि अगर मतदाता सूची में आपका नाम एक बार और है तो आपने 2 बार मतदान किया होगा और कानूनी अपराध किया होगा, और मेरे सर सारे मतदाताओं को अपराधी बनाना और चुनाव आयोग शांत रहे, संभव नहीं। हलफनामा देना होगा या देश से माफी मांगनी होगी, तीसरा विकल्प नहीं है।
बीजेपी के लोग प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करते हैं, उनसे कोई एफिडेविट नहीं मांगा, मुझसे एफिडेविट मांगा। कहते हैं कि आप एफिडेविट दो कि आपने जो हमें कहा, आपने जो डेटा रखा है वो सही है। उन्हीं का डेटा है, उन्हीं के आंकड़े हैं, मुझसे एफिडेविट मांग रहे हैं।
Their intention is clear, and it has been since the coup in Bangladesh last year.
ऐसी परिस्थिति में हम ये भी कह सकते हैं कि जैसा कि शक पैदा हुआ लोगों के मन में बांग्लादेश में कि ये फ्री एंड फेयर इलेक्शन है क्या, वैसे ही शक यहाँ भी आने लगे हैं। वहाँ तो उभर गए हैं, लेकिन यहाँ भी वो शुरू हो गए हैं।
The BJP and the RSS have captured every single institution of our country. We are now fighting the BJP, the RSS, and the Indian state itself. There is a fire that is starting in Bihar. And you will see, I'm inviting all the senior leaders to come and see this fire because it is catching fire. मतलब वो आग फैल रही है, उसको रोका नहीं जा सकता। 4 साल के बच्चे वोट चोर, वोट चोर, वोट चोर चल रहा है। इनकी थिंकिंग थी कि महाराष्ट्र चोरी कर लिया, हरियाणा चोरी कर लिया, बिहार चोरी कर लेंगे, मगर अब लग रहा है कि बिहार से आग फैलेगी।
The divide is only becoming darker by the day.
To protest and to disagree is a democratic means of putting across your viewpoint. लेकिन सुप्रीम कोर्ट का खिलाफ में बयान करके, इलेक्शन कमीशन को गाली दे करके आप लोकतंत्र को मजबूत नहीं कर रहे, बल्कि लोकतंत्र को आप कमजोर कर रहे हैं।
And if all this wasn't enough, their next pitch is to mandate reservations in private institutions. The fight for the idea of India has begun, one that unites us and the other is hell-bent to divide us. On caste,
भारतीय जनगणना से पूरे देश को पता लग जाएगा कि हिंदुस्तान का धन कहां है, किसके हाथ में है, पिछड़ों के हाथ में कितना, दलितों के हाथ में कितना।
on religion,
The fight is about whether he, as a Sikh, is going to be allowed to wear his turban in India.
on the very idea of our nation itself.
In the Constitution, India is described as a union of states.
The time for the nation to choose is here.
And we are here tonight to discuss this abject opportunism, because Congress maybe thinks that Donald Trump is anti-India, so India is weak. Probably think that the Americans are against India, the Chinese have never been in India's interest, the Pakistanis are against India, right? And the Russians have not been very vocal. So it means that Modi is weak. And therefore, this is a good time to strike, to say your economy is dead, to support Donald Trump, to say that the $4.4 trillion Indian economy is dead, to create doubt, as Mani Shankar Iyer said, to create doubt in the minds of people about the election system, then a Bangladesh-like situation can happen. I'm so happy I got that soundbite, I could play it again. And then to say the fire is spreading, fire is spreading, fire is spreading, aag badhne wali hai, right? And then to say I will fight the Indian state itself. Republic always connects the dots. I will start with a prediction and hand it over to the panelists. I will only say that if that is the Congress party's intent, they will lose. Because in a crisis, a family, a community, and a country comes together. And when a family, a community, or a nation is challenged, there'll always be 1 or 2 members who will say, great opportunity, tod do. But eventually, unity sees the family, the community, and the nation through. I want to open with everyone's opening remarks. Sohail, to you first. Sohail, how do you see things happening?
So the family is a family of Indians. But there are 2 families in contrast here. There's the family, and then there are the Indians. What has happened for years, Arnab, is there has been a sense of entitlement. I've said this on your channel multiple times. Rahul Gandhi has every right to oppose the government of India on its policies. But to constantly berate India, to constantly talk about India being weak, its economy being dead, doesn't earn him any laurels, because in that process, you're undermining India, you're undermining Indian ability, Indian entrepreneurship, and the idea of India. I was talking this afternoon to a lady called Shweta Bhatia, who works for a fashion designer called Manish Malhotra. Their family has moved from Dubai back to Bombay. Her brother is a noted author called Rahul Bhatia. And she was saying that when fashion, which is going abroad today, whether it's Manish Malhotra, whoever it is representing a new zeal for India. And much like that, it is great brands. Republic, you started on your own without any help. These are celebratory stories. The story of a Wipro, of an Infosys, of a TCS, of multiple Geo. But what have we done? We are every day negating our own worth. Every evening, there is negativity that we are spreading. You may hate Narendra Modi, but your hatred cannot spill to a hatred for India. As I said, I have absolutely no issues with Rahul Gandhi saying Modi is bad, Modi is bad. But look at what he has done. Narendra Modi did not sneak through the doors of Republic TV or, a parliament. He was elected. He's an elected prime minister. He's not a nominated prime minister like one particular prime minister who I have a lot of respect for was. Why are we getting into this? And one of the points that you made, and it's important. Countries that are united, unite at the base. They don't need to have a common ideology, but they need to have a common purpose. The problem today is we have mixed ideology with purpose. We have mixed hatred with disbelief. Today, anything that is happening, we don't believe in our capabilities. If someone does well, we say, oh, it's corruption. Someone does think. Now, what did Rahul Gandhi start with? By constantly abusing industry. Yes, and he has reason to, because if you look at the history of the family promoted socialism, they promoted license Raj. Now, when you free everyone, then you say, oh, there is capital cronyism. So there are three issues here at stake. Rahul Gandhi and anyone in the opposition has every right to question the government. Number two, but you cannot always be berating every institution because then you will weaken the fabric of society. Number three, there has to be a time when you show and exude maturity. You cannot use petulance to prove a point.
Yes, well said,
You cannot use anger to state a purpose. And that's my limited thing in my opening remarks.
No, it's a very strong intervention by you.
About the right to dissent, but he's happily, his smirk is more than welcome.
I'd like to invite responses on the other side. I will only say one thing. There is an attempt to play on doubt. Doubt whether the Indian economy will survive this. Doubt about the Indian elections. Doubt about our armed forces. To those people, let me only remind, before I hand over to Santosh Mehrotra, Sanjeev and everyone else in open debate, remember what was said during COVID? It was said that India will collapse. Half of India will die. We will never be able to import vaccines. Eventually, we were exporting vaccines, donating vaccines. Remember what was said during Pulwama, that Indians will lose. These are my simple examples here. Santosh Mehrotra, I see a high level of opportunism playing out in our socio-political fabric. How do you see it? Can you unmute yourself, Santosh? Ji.
Yeah. No, all due respect to you, my friend, a lot of issues have been mixed up into this, and I don't know what to respond to. Honestly, I don't know what this debate is about. It's not entirely
If you don't know what the debate is about, then why you
want this debate to be about. So anyway, let me just talk about foreign policy because I thought that's where you were focused. So let's focus on Trump tariffs and how we've reacted to it. The fact of the matter is that We have failed to read Trump, and we have, in fact, misread him, and misread him rather badly. And the good news in some ways, I think the good news is that he's made us realize, Trump has made us realize what Henry Kissinger had told us several decades ago. To have United States as an enemy is dangerous. To have United States as a friend is fatal.
Fatal. Yeah.
May I repeat?
Yeah, we know the quote.
To have United States as a friend is fatal. So we should not go sucking up to the United States as we have been attempting to do. So we should be a little bit more careful. And I think he sent us back, thankfully, to BRICS. We set up BRICS. And we would want to see, the foreign minister would like to see a multipolar world. And that's what BRICS is about. So therefore, it's very good news. The second point I want to make about foreign policy is that Trump's 50% tariff on us is not so much aimed at us. So let's not link it to the deep state. I know that there is a deep state in the United States. Please don't think that any of us are children. We all know that there is a deep state. And we must remember that he has levied this. First, he levied the 25%, which is putting us at a marginal disadvantage to our competitors. But if it goes up to 50%, it's because of we are buying Russian oil. And we have reacted appropriately that we will continue to buy more, regardless of whether you arrive at a deal with Ukraine or not. And in fact, as Professor John Mearsheimer recently said, probably yesterday to another channel, Indian channel, that there is no logic left any longer after the Alaska summit for the 50% tariff.
Yeah, but point is,
so you see the
point is, Dr. Mehrotra, sorry to intervene. I think sorry, but I just want to get what you're trying to say is that Narendra Modi is doing everything right. Well, I agree. He's doing everything right. No, of course you're saying. The problem is there your hatred for Modi begins to come out. You're saying, no. This is the problem. I mentioned Modi. No, Modi. No, Modi.
I told you.
This is the problem. You have said, this is the problem, Sohail. Modi is right on GST. Modi is right on GMO. Modi is right on agriculture. Modi is right on Russian oil. But, I must run Modi down. Because I think Modi is politically weak. And I would say to imagine that Modi is politically weak is a mistake. Rajagopalan and my friend Rajagopalan and Savio who put out, Savio says the CIA will try to bring down Narendra Modi.
Normally Santosh is very logical. Normally Santosh is very logical, but since he used quotations to buttress his point, let me use another one from Shakespeare. It's not that Santosh loves Rahul Gandhi less, but he hates Modi more.
Yeah,
so
I mean, the point is there are a group of people today who are, they're sort of slapping each other saying, see, Modi couldn't read Trump. Even Melania Trump cannot read Trump. Nobody can read Trump. J.D. Vance cannot read Trump.
Because
Hexet cannot read Trump. Nobody can read Trump. Can you read Trump? No, Trump cannot read Trump. Nobody can read Trump. I saw a clip of a frustrated former media advisor talking to a frustrated ex-journalist saying, Modi could have given in. What was the problem? He could have said, okay, you handled the war for us. We could have given him a Nobel Peace Prize. These frustos are the problem. The problem are these frustrated people. They think, Rajagopalan, this is Modi's weak moment, and I tell you they are mistaken. What do you think? Raja.
It is not a weak moment. Modi will fight back and, he will take head on the Congress and also many, no-sayers. Arnab,
Sanjeev, Odko, keep changing on the right.
I want only 1 minute. I have done a study.
Yeah.
Leader of opposition for the last 2 years speak on violence, fire. Even at Central Hall yesterday,
fire.
Deputy Vice President nomination was to be filed. He said fire in Bihar. Day before yesterday in our advocates meeting, Mr. Rahul Gandhi says fire in other places. His sister prevented him.
You should send a fire engine behind him all the time.
Wait. And second, he said earthquake on refer. He said on the election commission, bombshell.
Bombshell.
Kerosene oil मिट्टी में डाल दूंगा, मिट्टी निकाल दूंगे, आग लग जाएगी.
आग लग जाएगी.
Fourth, important. I have done a study. In fact, your research team should do a story on YouTube on this. Tomorrow or after tomorrow you must read. Prime Minister replied to Mr. Rahul Gandhi saying that Rahul Gandhi, youth danda le lega, marega Prime Minister ka. Is it an opposition leader? Therefore, India be vigilant from Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Congress because they lost their dream 2014, 2019, 2024. 3 elections you have been drubbed. And now you say you are leader of opposition. And they say vote chori. ये लोग तो वोट चोरी नहीं करते हैं, नोट चोरी नहीं, national herald, that is not chori. This is answer. My impression is Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, before the results were announced, Mr. Kapil Sibal and 2 advocates were seated and 15-20 media persons were there, and they said if India alliance is not forming a government, India will be on fire. This answer Mr. Narendra Modi gave it on the floor of the House when
I think they've been looking.
My simple is Rahul Gandhi is only fire, the violent movement. Why he should not have...
There's an anarchist in him. See, I feel that there are some people who believe there will be another streetocracy moment out there. Kar do. Modi is weak. Laga do aag. Jala do. Raste band kar do. Create anarchy.
The debate started with the point to unite the India and
if your whole modicum
yes, Tala.
bashing of Rahul Gandhi
is to spread us.
No, I'm saying that people...
What kind of an Indian are you if your entire purpose in life is to be an arsonist?
No. I'm not saying anyone is an arsonist. I'm saying here, Soher, you see, Tala, let me get the other voices in. You see, there are people who believe that with Trump taking on Narendra Modi will be weak. But if you heard the speech of the Prime Minister at the Red Fort, he was clear. He was talking about defense production, GST reforms. The market is absolutely resilient. Apple will manufacture iPhone 17 in India. Our economy is almost $4.5 trillion. We're doing well. Some people are misreading the signs, Sanjeev, the Lutyens circuit, which never gets anything right.
Fine, Arnab.
Tala? What do you think, Tala? Yeah, Tala?
Well, first of all, I would like to understand the bottom line. The debate was started with the point of view of uniting the Indians and uniting the India. And it seems like it has turned out into bashing of Rahul Gandhi.
No. I'm saying there are a lot of people who believe that this is the right moment to target the government, right? Because the government is weak. Right?
No,
I just want to tell you, Moody's, we're not weak. See, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
It's not like that. We have stood united with the government.
No. You didn't stand with the government during COVID. During COVID, you didn't stand with the government. During COVID, you did not stand with the government. Don't tell me you did not stand with the government during COVID.
You find any opposition leader opposing the Indian government during Operation Sindoor, during testing times, India is...
Why are you fighting it for it?
Why in testing? Okay, it's testing times, but we are going to win. You want to be with the nation or with the enemy?
To stand united with the government. We stood with the government, united in past. We will stand with the government, united in future.
No. You are trying to look at this as a moment of weakness.
National interest, but Arnab, you need to understand that we believe that India deserves unity, but India also deserves accountability. The bottom line is that accountability
from whom? From Rahul Gandhi. Why should he say fire?
The inability of the current government to anticipate, to prevent and to strategically handle the crisis is the root cause of the vulnerability today, and that point does not need to be highlighted.
The government is accountable to Parliament. When you get to Parliament talk, the government is accountable to the people.
The people have elected the BJP for better or for worse. And the people have elected the Congress in many states.
Now, I feel that there will be.
The Congress is accountable to those people. The Congress is not accountable to the president of Fiji.
The people have elected
Use some
Rahul Gandhi
logic. You see, the problem also, Arnab, is there is a
Okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. I'll say one thing to you. I'll say one thing to you.
Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi,
1 minute. Tala.
He is accountable to each and every citizen of this country, and you need to understand that fact.
Absolutely. He is accountable to every citizen, but that doesn't mean he has to call you every morning and say, Tala, आज मैंने ये किया है, for you to pass judgment on him. आपके कौन से लाटू लगे हैं? भाई कमाल है यार. Now the Prime Minister must be answerable to every guy who has a stupid or an intelligent comment.
Anyway,
everyone, because he's the Prime Minister of each and
anyway, listen, there are two kinds of people nowadays. There are people who are changing their colors, and there are people who are showing their true colors. Like there is Mr. Shashi Tharoor, who once said that the hanging of Afzal Guru was wrong and badly handled, and now uses every opportunity to take a pro-BJP line. I'm saying, I'm not making any comments. Change of line. Then there are people, allow me to complete. And then there are people who are saying the Indian economy is dead. Now, I feel very proud. I think my country is resilient. But I'm also saying there's a conspiracy against my country. Sanjeev Srivastava and Dr. Arka Kumar Nag and Savio. Savio put out a video which became very popular on Republic, saying the deep state will try to target Narendra Modi, and there will be elements within which will try and assist that process. Savio, why did you put that out? Was it generalized information, speculation, or information that is more specific?
Thank you, Arnab. Let me be brutally honest. The information that came out from the intelligence sources, not within India, but intelligence sources that are outside of India. I was very categoric in stating that the operation was diversion, deception, and division, with the main goal being Modi must go or Modi ko hatao, if you have to translate it into Hindi. I also very categorically stated that there will be 37 members of parliament that would be targeted as the first attempt to create a division within the BJP itself, and to also work to creating confusion in the RSS ranks. The deception and the diversion will be activities that will take people's focus. Can I complete? I haven't completed.
Yes, please carry on,
sure, you can show me some courtesy. If I showed you the same, you should show me the same. The idea is very simple. The idea is the motive behind ensuring Modi does not continue beyond 75 years or complete its term. The CIA has been given a directive by the deep state and by Donald Trump to ensure this happens within the next 12 months. That is the target. Now, please look at what is happening all around you.
Sir,
there is the diversion happening.
Dear friend Donald Trump,
can you keep this illiterate man quiet? Could you keep this illiterate man quiet? He doesn't seem to understand English.
No, I know, it's hurting you. I know.
You don't seem to understand English. I'm not your kind. I don't belong to your kind. I don't belong to your kind, my dear friend. I know you're illiterate. I know you're illiterate. I understand that.
The dismantling of notes, the frustration, the irritation, the frustration coming out from your mouth. You are calling someone illiterate because you cannot hear the fact. You are graduated from the WhatsApp University, so you cannot direct.
Calm down, everyone, please. Now, come on, Tala. He was quiet when you spoke, Tala. Now, come on, Tala. He did not speak when you did. Tala, Sanjeev has not even spoken. Orko has not even spoken. You're interrupting everyone. What kind of behavior is this?
Some basic manners and some etiquette.
Listen to him. You may not agree with Savio, but listen to him.
Unfortunately, Arnab is an illiterate, so I can't help it, So the problem is this.
At least you don't even
the problem is this, is that you have illiterate political representatives who don't want to understand that the enemy is targeting India The enemy is trying to create a division. The enemy is trying to create a deception and a diversion that you can see around. But you will have political leaders like this gentleman who's, like I said, an illiterate, will be making continued statements targeting Modi, targeting the BJP, targeting the India government, when India is above all of it. It is not about Congress or BJP. It is about India. Trump is attacking India. Trump is not attacking Modi. Trump is attacking India.
Well said,
He's creating
sir.
a problem with India.
Well said, sir. Well said.
So we are all Indians.
Well said.
So you might have political differences.
So why this?
But please keep your illiterate habits at home.
Why, Sanjeev? Why this Lutyens cheekiness? Why this Lutyens cheekiness of late? Why not? Why don't the same groups think that this is a great opportunity to understand the bigger fact? You see, I think we are really fighting back. Modi's raised GDP growth projections despite US tariffs. I think we are doing very well.
So, Lutyens is now largely BJP and those who are in power. They occupy the Lutyens. The other thing is, since one of my fellow panelists just now, I think Savio was taking so much pride in knowing English and others who don't know, my voice is coming back in my ears, sorry.
No, I'm really
So he would do well to remember
that was not about the
that a statement was
about the language.
No. Sorry.
Was about the behavior.
Savio, let him hit you back. Savio, he's hitting you back. Let him hit you back.
Sir, let me.
I'm
just saying. I'm not hitting you. I'm just saying that.
Please understand what the context of that language was.
We have already been told. Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
We have already been told that we will be very embarrassed. All those people who know English, they'll be very embarrassed in times to come. This has been stated officially by one of the most powerful men in the country. So let us forget who's literate, illiterate, who knows better English or not.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That is the conclusion the opposition is trying to bring in the country.
Savio,
I was talking about behavior. You're talking about language.
I think you have.
I'm talking about behavior. You're talking about language.
I think you have already created enough confusion. I think you have already created enough confusion by through your inside track into God knows which intelligence network you are referring
Don't
to.
worry, you won't reach there, my friend.
You have created
You
enough
won't reach
confusion, but
there.
that's fine. We are all
That's not
entitled
confusion.
to
That's
have our
not it.
opinions
That's not
and
confusion.
our own.
That's not it.
Achha, can I speak, sir? Can I
Savio,
speak?
let him. Savio, let him.
When the
Savio,
other
let him.
gentleman was speaking, you were calling him illiterate. And allow me to
I'm
speak.
giving
You had your
a taste of that
say.
same
Chill.
behavior. I'm
So
giving
my
you a
limited
taste
point
of the
is,
same behavior.
Arey man,
Go
which
ahead.
behavior? I never interrupted you.
Okay, let him.
Okay, in any case,
Go ahead.
thank you very much. My limited point is, when Suhail said and Arnab also said, I completely disagree. There are certain remarks which Rahul Gandhi makes, which I think he shouldn't be making, like about the Indian economy dead. But I think he's very much within his rights to question the election commission, to raise this issue of vote chori. So don't confuse this, and don't confuse Mr. Modi with India. If Mr. Modi was indeed India, then they should have got 450 seats, not 240 seats. So there is an India beyond Mr. Modi and the BJP. So people are allowed to ask questions. So people are allowed to ask questions.
No. Arnab,
I have agreed with you, Suhail.
If he quotes
what are you rebutting?
No,
whatever
Sanjeev, you are a very bright person.
I have quoted you saying that I am in agreement.
Sohail is sitting back. Sohail.
You misquoted me, my friend.
Sohail, I have quoted you. Not
I know what I said.
I said
I've
I
done more
agree with
debating
you.
than you have hair on your head, which is fresh. So let me tell you. I said Mr. Gandhi or anyone in the opposition has every right to question the government. A. B. I said Mr. Gandhi can question the ideology. C. I said when he makes negative statements like he did with the Indian economy is dead, it is spreading negativity and it doesn't earn him any laurels because then you hit at the heart of Indianness,
Sohail, but I am
Indian
only
entrepreneurship, and
agreeing
Indian
with you.
That is what I said.
I am only
So I
agreeing
did not
with
say,
you.
no, let
But
me
I am
finish.
only agreeing with
I
you.
have one more. Listen,
I am agreeing with
I have
you.
done more debating than you've done.
What are you
anchoring. So
finishing?
let me tell you.
You first took
I
5
did
minutes
not
and now
say-
you're again
no,
going
hear
to
me
finish
out.
something.
I did not say
Okay,
he
I'm
has
fine
no right
without
to
speaking,
question
really.
vote chori. He has every right to question vote chori. So don't confuse
I didn't
people
say
by
that.
misquoting me.
I didn't say that. You said that.
You just said it. That
Arey
vote
yaar,
chori has
okay,
every
Sohail,
right. I didn't
know
say he
this
has no
television
right.
creates. No, I didn't say it. You play back my record. You play back my record. I didn't say that.
Not record. Play back
But
your
it doesn't
record.
matter.
Your
There is
record
this
something
confusion
else.
always. I misunderstood you last time around.
The point is, see,
it's fine.
Sohail,
what
one
I
minute.
was
Sohail
saying,
and
I'll just
Sanjeev,
repeat.
I truly believe that every opposition party has a right to make a point. Why are many people getting a sense that when you say Narendra surrender, how many Rafales went off? The Indian Air Force chief has fact-checked Rahul. The army chief has fact-checked Rahul, right? And at some point of time, you have to, the people are getting a sense that, I'm not only saying Rahul, there's a group which feels this is Modi's weak moment. But they're not realizing, A, it's not Modi's weak moment. And it is the moment of India's rise. Orko, what do you think, Orko? You've been very sensationally quiet today.
Well, I cannot go ahead and talk in between. Then somebody or the other will call somebody or the other as illiterate. So I do not want to get into that. So, Arnab, I have few pinpointing things. First, I don't see India to be in a weak state in any manner. Second, I believe if there is an attack, if there is a threat on India, the government of India is in the responsibility, even if it is a diplomatic threat or if it is economic sanctions, they are always supposed to come out either in public or through parliamentary committees or in the parliament about the scenario so that the country is aware. Third, let us not mix two things together. There are few allegations with regard to elections. That is something which is the base of our democracy. And that has to be sorted out without, beyond doubt. Like a few days back, the two future Chief Justices of India, Justice Surya Kant and Justice Joymal Bakhchi's bench, had to pass few orders with regard to the Bihar SIR. So the essence of
they have not issued an order. They have issued interim order. Please don't misquote the Supreme Court of India for God's sake.
Election Commission's work. No, I am not saying there is any problem. I am saying that the issue of election has to be sorted out, may what come.
Issue of
And
election has to be sorted out? No. Rajagopal. See, this is again playing on whims.
Supreme Court has
creating a sense of doubt. This is the same way in which people said create a question mark over Sheikh Hasina's election. Rajagopalan.
There is no issue at all. The election
I am not bothered about Bangladesh. I am not.
Commission has given the answer.
India and Bangladesh
asked you to file an FIR or an apology. Why you are not tendering apology? Second thing, you can't aspirations on the election commissioner's daughter, son-in-law, similar foreign secretary's daughter, son-in-law. That is what I say, India be vigilant. Because India should be vigilant. Otherwise,
I call upon all members of the Nationalist Collective and all the supporters of the Republic Media Network to freely use the hashtag India be vigilant.
That will remain
because
even if you like it or not.
Because
India is vigilant. That is the reason there are
সব সময় যখন রাহুল গান্ধী সব সময় যদি নেগেটিভ কথাটা বলে ইট ইজ অ্যাকিন টু কেটে যাচ্ছে রক্ত বের উঠছে না ওইটাই প্রবলেম
crying wolf is what he means. I understand. Sohail. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have only put together a thesis today and a thought. It is my responsibility to put these in the public domain. Viewers, I also want to tell you today, we hold the privileged position today I hold of being a journalist whose a political party, a so-called national political party, is declared war against me in the country's courts. We will fight for what is right. We too have our freedom of expression. I call upon all the members of the Nationalist Collective to spread the hashtag India be vigilant. See you tomorrow. Good night. and goodbye.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
ये है सीक्रेट रेसिपी MDH का जीरा सिप जल जीरा मसाला। सिप सिप जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप MDH का जल जीरा सिप।